We're live. Yes, live from Jay's place. And we're talking
Barber Shop Talk.
Yes, Barber Shop Talk, where nothing is off limits and everything's on the table.
Everything's on the table.
Barber Shop Talk.
Come on, everybody. We're here at Jay's place.
Barber Shop.
We're talking barbershop talk. Barbershop talk. Barbershop talk. When nothing's off limits.
Barber Shop Talk.
Barbershop talk. Barbershop talk. Barbershop talk. Everything's on the table.
Barber Shop Talk.
Barbershop talk. Barbershop talk. Barbershop talk. Everything's on the table.
Welcome to Jay's Place Barbershop, 1927 Olive Road. Another edition. What day is it? The day is Wednesday. Another special edition of Barbershop Talk Live. Listen, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. I'm definitely glad that you are here. Thank you for tuning in to Barbershop Talk Live again. Another wild Wednesday. We call it Barbershop Talk Live at 1927 Olive Road. I got a special guest, as all my guests are special, but today, before I go into the guest festivities, let you know who we are here, I want to let you know about the people behind the scene that put this thing together, my sponsors, my supporters, my encouragers, my motivators. Let me tell you about my girl, man, Miss Ernisha Wright. She is a part of, and she is the CEO of Augusta Soul basketball team. Listen, I'm telling you, please, ma'am, please, sir, put on your gym shoes, put on your jerseys, put on your socks, put on your headband, go down to Payne College. We got 2 more games left to get into it, involved in it. I'm telling you about the Augusta Soul basketball team, a semi-pro team. Support the team, support the players, support your city, and support Payne College. You will not be disappointed. I'm telling you, get yourself down there. 2 more games left on the schedule. Augusta Soul. Also, don't you forget about my girl, Demetrius Johnson. Demetrius Johnson has Whip Senate Shea Butter. What is Whip Senate Shea Butter? It comes in all flavors. She got tropical peach, she got mango, she got mint, she got coconut. I'm telling you, give her a call. 706-564-5335. Again, 706-564-5335. Whip Senate Shea Butter. You got Instagram? She got an Instagram. She got TikTok? She got a TikTok. Hit her up. Melon Queen 1976. Demetrius Johnson. Whip Senate Shea Butter. Beverly's Body Butter. Also, if you need someone to get your yard cut, get your trees pruned, get your pond maintained, my good friend Alan Odom at Pond Maintenance here in Augusta, Georgia. His phone number is 706-294-8493. Again, that's 706-294-8493. Alan Odom with Pond Maintenance. Listen, it's over, but it's never over. Small business here in Augusta, Georgia. I'm telling you, go down there and see my girl Natanya Tillman, 1028 Broad Street. Last week was National Augusta Small Business Week, and I'm telling you, please, man, please, sir, go down to 1028 Broad Street and let her know. Sign up. Sign up. We want to network with all the small business in the CSOA to network, socialize, just encourage each other, motivate each other, and most of all, support each other. Again, 1028 Broad Street, Miss Natanya Tillman. That girl is on fire for the city, and I'm telling you, you got to have your small business a part of this organization. So get down there, 1028 Broad Street. That's the address, and that's the name of the location. Again, Barbershop Talk Live is here. It's live on Wednesday. Again, thank you all for tuning in. But I got to let you know who we got on this program. This is a special person I got here. She twisted my arm, I twist her arm, we both twisted arms, and we made it happen. Right here at Jay's Place Barbershop, 1927 Olive Road. Listen, my special guest today, it came from far and near, but she is here. She is here. I'm telling you, she is here. Miss Marquette Cuguet. How you doing, Margaret?
I'm doing great.
Give me something.
And I am super fan-tastic, happy to be here.
Well, listen, now, I know you are because I'm glad you're here because I know we got a lot to talk about.
We do.
We got a lot to talk about. Now, don't you tell them what we're going to talk about, but it's going to be a lot.
A lot.
It's going to be a lot. Seriously, listen, she's here. You asked about it. You've been talking to me about it behind the scene, and here she is, Miss Marquette
Cuguet.
Cuguet. in the doggone hot seat. Now, Miss Margaret, I don't know if you had a chance to watch Barber Shop Talk live. If you had a chance to hear about it, see about it, and watch it, but we do a lot of good things here on Barber Shop Talk live with the information.
I am proud, honored, and flattered to be here tonight.
I didn't pay her to say that. I did not pay her to say that, but I'm glad she's here. So, Margaret, if you don't know, I do a lot of research on my guests that comes on to Barbershop Talk Live, and I call it the hot seat. So,
Okay.
so before you get approved to get in the hot seat, I had to check you out, and you passed the eye test.
Wow.
You passed the eye test.
Wow.
So I know something about you. I did it. I did my research, but the people behind this camera, behind this TV, behind this screen don't know much about you. So I'm asking you to tell the people who you are. Let them know who you are.
Well, first of all, just like everybody out there and everybody in here, I'm a perfect child of God.
There you go.
We all are. We're all one.
There you go.
There is no separation. We're all connected.
Okay.
Other than that, I like to play pickleball.
Pickleball.
I like to ride bikes.
Okay. All right. That's sweeping the nation right about now.
I like to read. I was reading a John Grisham novel last night. What else you want to know?
Well, I just like to know who. You ever see they had a show one time called "Who Is This Person?"
Mm-hmm.
So we just want to know who's the real Marguerite. That's all we want to know. So now, are you from Augusta?
I am not. I am new to this area. I was born and raised in New Orleans.
New Orleans.
I don't know if you noticed my earrings.
I see the.
Can you see the
I
fleur de
see
lis?
that. Is that a New Orleans Saints?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
That's right.
So you're a Saints fan.
I am a Saints fan.
You who that?
Who that
Who
say
dat?
they're going to beat them Saints?
You who that? You all about the who that? Okay. All right. Cool. So you're from New Orleans.
Right. And
Now-
so, of course, that means food.
That means all the hot, spicy food.
Spicy food, yes.
Okay.
And, yeah, I love to cook.
Okay, so New Orleans again mean hot, spicy foods, and what they call it down on Bourbon Street, and get a little too much spirits in you.
Yeah, there's plenty of New Orleans. We call that the city that care forgot.
Oh, okay, that's what it's. There you go with that. There you go.
Right. So people know how to have a good time in Savannah.
Okay, so you here by yourself? Any family came back with you?
I'm married. I have 3 grown children, and I'm working in Augusta. I've got an office downtown, and am I allowed to say what I do now?
Do it. We live now, Ms. Margaret. Before you go any further, this program has been known to have some live conversation, some interesting conversation. So when it goes out your mouth, it goes out.
Okay, so it's going to be live and lively.
Live and lively. There you go. So this floor is yours.
Okay, so I'm here to educate people about Medicare, because Medicare is a huge decision. When you turn 65 and you get Medicare, I mean, up until that point, you don't know anything about it, but all of a sudden you have to make a big decision, and it's more complicated than it should be, and it's unusual because it's a hybrid of government and private business. Okay, so Medicare comes from the federal government, and that's health insurance for people that are 65 and older. Also, younger people can get it if they are on disability for 24 months, okay? But primarily it's for people that turn 65, they get Medicare. Well, we might assume that Medicare pays everything. Go to the doctor, go to the hospital, you got Medicare. Medicare does not pay for everything, okay? Medicare pays about 80%, more or less. And so you either have to pay out of pocket the other 20%, or you can get private insurance to cover that other 20%. So I help explain it all to people, you know, what the rules are about Medicare, when you can get it, how do you apply, how do you get it, what's the difference, what if I'm getting Social Security check, what if I'm not taking my Social Security check, you know, that's a separate issue, but the Medicare premium, there's a Medicare premium, it's coming out of my Social Security check, but how do I pay if I don't have a Social Security check? You know, there's just a lot of details to figure out, and I help people navigate all that.
Okay. So what I wanted to make sure is, I heard something about you all married.
I am married.
Okay, married with 2 kids.
I have 3.
3.
And well, I have 4 because, you know, My husband has one. It's so he's mine too. So I guess I have 4. But my husband's very private, so I'm not going to say his name on Facebook or anything.
No, don't do that. Don't do that, because then
He doesn't want to be.
He don't want to be recognized as
No.
he low key, stay behind the scene.
Right.
Okay, I got you. So I guess what are 2 girls? You say 2 girls?
No, I have boy, girl, boy.
Okay. Now are they here in Augusta?
No. Well, okay, I got my oldest son is in Atlanta area. He's an attorney practicing there. My daughter just graduated from law school in Athens, University of Georgia. My younger son is a junior. Well, he just finished his junior year at Georgia Southern.
Okay, I got you. So you got a ready-made family and your own family.
Yes, and then my love child, my husband's son, he works at the port of Savannah. Yeah, he's a longshoreman.
Okay.
Member of the
I just
union.
came from Savannah. I
Did
just
you?
came from Savannah a few weeks ago. Me and my wife, we celebrated her birthday a couple weeks ago. I love the city. Good time down there. You know, hot foods. You know, good music down there. So that was a good spot to go visit. So now, before I forget that, Ms. Martin, this week coming up is a very special week. It's a very special week. I don't know if you
Is it your birthday?
well, it's coming up. But not yet. Like a few more months, but it is coming up. So this week is very special, and the way it's special to me and maybe everybody around is Mother's Day weekend coming up. This is Mother's Day weekend
That's
coming
why
up.
you're asking me if I have any kids.
This is Mother's Day weekend coming up, so I just want to make sure, first of all, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Happy Mother's Day to you.
And my kids have let me know that they're going to treat me nice.
Well, they better treat you nice, because again, this is Mother's Day weekend. So for all of the mothers that's out there, I want to say happy Mother's Day to you, happy Mother's Day to you, and to my mom, happy Mother's Day to you, to my wife, happy Mother's Day to you, because again, without the mothers, I couldn't even sit in this chair.
You wouldn't be here, would you?
So for the mothers that are really going these extra miles, doing what they have to do for their family, for their kids, and for the community, I give all of them a big high five and chest bump, because again, the mothers are really doing things behind the scenes that we just don't know what's going on. And as we get older, we say, if it wasn't for my mama,
Mm-hmm.
if it wasn't
Be nice. Don't start a fight. She did tell me though, if somebody hits you first, hit them back. She did tell me that. I don't know. Now my mic's on.
There you go. We remember we are live. We still live. That's okay. So that being said, Miss Marjorie, what does it mean to you? Because I know some people might have heard you, but I heard you.
Okay.
But I want to know, what does Mother's Day mean to you?
Mother's Day means for me to reflect on my mother and to appreciate all the things that she taught me. Not only did she teach me, like, here, this is how you do this, but also just by example, by being very polite. She knew how to just to have good manners. She knew how to dress nicely. She knew how to sew, cook, keep a neat house, and she taught me to live by the golden rule. She taught me do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Be nice to people.
Nice.
Just be nice. But she did say, If anybody hits you first, hit them back. She said, never start a fight, but if somebody hits you, you got to hit them back, because she didn't want me to ever be bullied.
Okay. Well, I guess me and you had the same mom then. We had the same. We had the same mom.
I'm sure we did.
I'm telling you, cause my mom really lived by those same rules. Now my mom, she's from a big little town called Waycross, Georgia. I'm from a big little town called Waycross, Georgia, South Georgia, and a lot of things that my mom did growing up, I didn't understand. I didn't understand why she'd get up in the morning before she go to work and get the broom and sweep the dirt. I'm like, what is she sweeping the dirt for? And we ain't got nothing. It's dirt. She get the nice, pretty broom and sweep the dirt early in the morning. Couldn't figure it out till I got older. So what she was doing was setting a trap for us. If she sees some footprint in the dirt, she knows somebody been in the house. I got smart on my mom, so I woke out and I sweep behind her, but I didn't. So I didn't never know about my mom sweeping the dirt. Mom, I hate to tell you a secret, Mom, but that's what she would do. So Mom got smart on us. We got smart as we grew older. So I thank God for my mom and everything she's done. And again, I wouldn't be nowhere where I am without her and my grandmother. So for all you all watching, when you get a chance, call your mom, see your mom, make sure you tell her you love her today and this weekend and from here on out until infinity. But make sure you always acknowledge your mom, because again, you wouldn't be where you are without her. I know you wouldn't be where you are without your mom. Big ups to Mom. I just had to put that in there because again, moms make the world go round.
Yes, they do. Yes, we do.
Yes, you do. And we got the same mom.
Yes, we do.
So listen now, CSRA, if you got a question for our special guest, please, ma'am, please, sir, put it on the screen. We'll make sure we answer any and all questions. You have a question for me or you have a comment for me, put it on the screen. We'll answer any and all questions. No questions off limits. No questions off limits.
You can ask.
You can ask. You might not get the answer you want, but you can ask any and all questions because it's a live show. So Ms. Margaret, let me ask you another question. When you say you came from Savannah, what brought you from Savannah to Augusta? I mean, that's a pretty. No, I'm sorry, from New Orleans.
Right.
From New Orleans to Augusta, that's a pretty.
Well, I've been in other places, since then. I've lived in several different places in the South. I've lived in Pensacola, Panama City Beach, Florida. I've lived in Savannah, so I lived in Mississippi. How could I forget that?
There you go. So by way of New Orleans, Savannah, Mississippi, all those places, now you're in Augusta, Georgia, and now you are fully engaged into Medicare.
That's right.
You are in the Medicare world.
That's right.
Now, I'm not sure how the Medicare works because I'm still 22 years old.
Yes, you're such a youngster.
Yeah, I'm still 22, so I'm not nowhere near getting into the Medicaid world. But for the ones that's older than me, 22, I am. Right. So now, what is your age limit for Medicare persons?
Yeah, I'm going to clear up a couple of myths. All right,
okay.
Because there are two words that are very similar: Medicare and Medicaid.
Okay, let's clarify that.
Well, what's Medicare? What's Medicaid? It sounds almost the same. So Medicare is health insurance that comes from the federal government, the United States government. It's part of the Social Security Administration. Medicare is health insurance. Most people get Medicare when they turn 65. Some people get Medicare when they're younger if they're on Social Security disability for 24 months. Then they can get Medicare under the age of 65. Okay, so I'm going to stop there for a minute because I don't want to get too complicated. But
okay.
Then on the other side, Medicaid is funded by the federal government, but it comes through the state. So it's for low-income people. So people who cannot afford health insurance can get this Medicaid health insurance through the state. Now, some people get both Medicare and Medicaid because they're older, so they get Medicare, and then they're low income, so they get Medicaid. So, and of course, I'm all for people getting as much help as they can, and I help people navigate that. Get signed up for what they need, see if they can get extra benefits they're eligible for. They're all different kinds of plans: Medicare Advantage, Medicare Supplements. Some of them come with extra dental coverage, or all different kinds of things. And I just help people lower their prescription costs through their insurance, and explain the differences and the rules, and it's just it's a lot of detail. So I just try to make it easy for people so they don't have to worry about it.
Okay, now I'm assuming, and the way you sound, you are very versed in those areas of the Medicare, Medicaid world. So you got a lot of knowledge of how that works and the interchanging of it. So that being said, if I wanted to get into that field, is there a school? Is there a class online?
Okay, yes. So first of all, you will have to study for the licensing exam. So every state, so you're a resident of Georgia, so you would go through the insurance commission. The state of Georgia has an insurance commission, and you would find out, where you can take a class either in person or online, and then you'll sit for the exam to get your license. Okay, so basically you've got to learn a lot of the stuff I've been talking about.
Okay. Now, again, Marjorie, I told you earlier in our introduction that I did some Googling. Oh, so did I run up on something about you as a life coach?
Yes.
Tell me, now what is a life coach? Because a life coach to me is you're coaching about life, you're coaching about everyday experiences, some stuff that you might get into, you want to prevent or don't do. So when I hear the word life coach, kind of give me a little better definition. What is a life coach?
Sure. So life coach, it's a wide open field. And some people specialize in certain things. It could be, for me, what I did as a life coach is I help people change subconscious beliefs that are holding them back from accomplishing their goals. So I know that's kind of a mouthful, but people come to me and talk about, well, what do you want? Well, I want to do this. Well, why aren't you doing it? Okay, well, to me, it's like if you're not getting what you want, it's because there's something hidden in your subconscious mind that is sabotaging you from getting what you want. Because if there wasn't something hidden in the back of your mind, like, oh, I don't deserve this, or I'm not good enough, I'm not strong enough, I'm not, pretty enough, or whatever, there's some limiting belief that is holding you back from accomplishing whatever your goals are. Because if you didn't have those limiting beliefs, go do it, right?
Yeah, right.
And so I have some techniques that help people actually change their minds in their subconscious mind, so that so that your subconscious beliefs agree with your conscious beliefs.
Okay, I think I can follow you.
Let me give you the imagery. All right.
Okay.
Imagine an iceberg. Okay. So a giant iceberg, and you've heard of the tip of the iceberg. So you can see part of the iceberg that's above the surface of the water, but below the surface of the water where you can't see, it's huge and it's very strong, and it's the whole foundation of everything.
Okay.
So that's your subconscious mind. Subconscious mind is very powerful, and we form our beliefs in our subconscious mind at an early age. And so things that we learn when we're a child, they stay with us, even if we learn differently, even if we want to change our minds. So now we have conflicting beliefs. And so if you can probably, it's easier to notice other people than in yourself, right?
Right. You can always see it from everybody. You can't see yourself. That's why they got a mirror.
Right, exactly. Look in the mirror, exactly. But you can see either other people or sometimes yourself, where you can see that you are doing behaviors that are not helpful. And then afterwards you say, well, why did I do that? Or, why am I in the same type of relationship over and over again? Or why am I making these mistakes? Or why am I not finishing my projects? And, whatever is not working in your life, there's a reason. And it comes, I believe, comes from your subconscious beliefs. So if like Henry Ford, he said, if you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right.
Okay. All right. I like that.
So whatever you believe is true, because whatever you believe is true for you. Whatever I believe is true for me.
Okay, I go along with that.
And guess what? I believe that people are wonderful and loving, and I meet wonderful, loving, friendly people all the time. Look at you, I met you, and 5 minutes later you invited me to come talk.
We on Barber Shop Talk Live.
There we are.
Hey, there you go. So, it's funny that you said it, because for the ones that had a chance to sit in this chair, what I call the hot seat, they all came with a certain thing. And it's kind of going back to your life coach experience. So they all came with a certain thing, and when I talked to everyone that sat in this chair, from the mayor to the sheriff to the preachers to the bishops to everyone that sat in this chair, they all had a certain thing. And the one thing that they had that I noticed with all of them was a reputation. They all had a reputation, and it was up to us or to them both to watch and notice their reputation. So again, for the preacher to the mayor, they had to uphold their reputation to make sure that we see them in a certain light. So that being said, as you doing what you was doing as a life coach, you had to bring out that certain thing in those persons to maybe see what their reputation is. So that being said, Ms. Marjorie, what is your reputation?
Well,
what are you known for?
You want to look at my Google reviews?
we can try that. We can try that. Because again, your reputation will follow you, even to the grave. Your reputation will follow you.
That's right.
You know. So what is your reputation?
I think my reputation. Well, you have to ask other people, because my reputation is what other people think about me.
Right.
And so my first reaction to that is, what other people think about me is none of my business.
Okay, I got you.
But at the same time, my goal every day is to express love. My goal every day is to be kind and to be helpful to other people. I once heard an expression called being a person of increase. And so that means in every interaction you have with another person, you want to add value, you want to increase, you want to raise the energy, raise the vibration. So whether, sometimes it could be something significant, like you're really spending a lot of time with somebody who's upset and you help them calm down. Or maybe it's just as simple as when you walk on the sidewalk and you pass somebody, you smile. Just a smile. I mean, you're lifting somebody up with a smile. Okay, so, or if you're in the parking lot and you see the grocery cart, you put it in the little corral. You're just improving the situation, not so, hey, everybody, look what I did. It's just, you just do it. So my goal is just to be a person of increase, just to be helpful if I can.
You might have answered my next question, my next two questions. You might have answered in that statement you just made. So the question, I still pose the question to you: what is your mission, and what is your purpose?
Well, my mission is, it is exactly that, just to be helpful and to express love. So, love is an abstract thing. How can you define love? What is love? You can't really put it into words, but you can feel it, and you can channel it. You can let it come through you. You can do loving behaviors, and you can help other people. You can love other people. They may or may not feel your love. I mean, you can't control what other people feel. But as long as we're acting in loving ways, then we are, I believe that we're just helping each other.
And that's pretty much your purpose also.
Yes.
That's your mission and also your purpose.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, my job is to help people with Medicare. And so, I mean, I try to be as helpful as I can to people, in more than just like, okay, here's your Medicare plan, sign up, okay, bye. I mean, talking to them and making them, if you pay attention to people and you look them in the eye and you smile and you genuinely care about people, it makes them feel good. It helps them, I can't really say I make anybody feel good about themselves, but I'm certainly not going to try to make anybody feel bad about themselves,
I understand. Great there. I like the way you explained that. And now going back to the Medicare world.
Mm-hmm.
Doing the Medicare world, I'm young as I am. I don't know. As you know, I'm pretty young, so I'm trying to get into the Medicare world. What I'm asking is.
But see, some young people need to know to help their parents or their uncles and aunts.
Right. Okay, and I like that. But what I also trying to understand is the Medicare world. How did it affect during the pandemic? What was the effects towards you trying to get the folks in, sign up during the pandemic, because we was isolated.
Right.
We couldn't get out. We couldn't meet face to face.
Well,
what was the challenge that you faced during that time?
Well, it was the same challenge as everybody else, but a little bit lesser because of the fact that health insurance was considered an essential business or whatever it was. So we weren't shut down completely. However, people were reluctant to meet with us in person, and so of course we would wear masks and all that kind of thing, and then some people just wouldn't meet with us at all. So there were times when I would actually have an appointment, drive to somebody's house, and get there, and they'd say, "You can't come in here. I'm not going to talk to you." And it's like at that point you can't really say, "Well, why did you set an appointment with me?" I don't understand. But anyway, that just happens. That's part of it.
Okay. Well, again, CSRA, if you don't know who I have today in Barbershop Talk Live and Hot, see, I got the one and only Medicare specialist, consultant, knowledgeable, know all about Medicare. And again, her name is Marguerite. Hey, remember we live. So again, Miss Marguerite, I appreciate you for coming on Barbershop Talk Live. You got some stuff that I don't know about, and again, I want to make sure the CSRA know all about it. So again, the pandemic part, was it effective and ineffective also?
Well, it did. It slowed us down a little bit, but we still had to help people get on Medicare. So we kept working. We would do whatever workaround. If people want, wear a mask or stand outside the door and talk through the storm door, or sit outside. Because we didn't want to be inside closed in, or we'd do whatever we had to do, or you can do it over the phone, but it's just so important to be able to work with people face to face so they can see that you're a real person. You can show them some paperwork and explain things, but when it comes down to it, you can do it with the email signature and that kind of thing, but a lot of older people don't feel comfortable. They don't have email, or they can't use their phones to do text messages, or the technology can be challenging.
Yeah, that's the limitation part of it right there. Trying to get the older person to get into the technology world of how this technology stuff works. They go by the old ways of doing it.
Right.
Writing it down. So now also tell us about the Medicare for the veterans. Is there a certain criteria for the veterans? How that part works?
Okay, so veterans on Medicare, they are eligible if they have both Medicare Part A and Part B. They are eligible for getting extra benefits. And now, I just want to say this, that the Center for Medicare it's a very highly regulated industry, and this is just a very general educational moment. And so I'm not going to say the names of any particular insurance companies or anything like that. However, there are certain benefits that come that veterans are eligible for, and that's the kind of thing that I would really like to explain in person. But I'll just say in a very general way that, as I said, Medicare comes from the federal government, but then the part that Medicare doesn't cover can be picked up by private insurance companies, and those insurance companies often offer more benefits than what regular Medicare offers. So Medicare doesn't cover dental, it doesn't cover vision, it doesn't cover hearing aids, but a lot of these private companies, they do cover those things.
So now that was my next question for us, what all Medicare covers, like I say, the dental, the vision, the hearing.
Nope.
So basically Medicare ain't no good.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. So
I want to say, what I'm saying?
Right.
We need those services, so they really don't cover those services.
No, right. So I'll get back to the basics again. Medicare Part A is hospitalization. So if you just have Medicare Part A, that's all you have, you can go to the hospital. You'll have to pay out of pocket a $1,600 deductible, and then Medicare will pay the rest of the bill. Well, hospital bills could be $100,000 or whatever, $1 million. It's crazy. So if you only have to pay $1,600, you're like, well, that's great, unless you don't have $1,600.
You don't have $1,600. That's a lot of money.
Right, exactly. And so that's where you want to get either a Medicare Advantage plan or a Medicare supplement to be able to cover that. Okay, and then so that was Medicare A, hospital. Medicare Part B, it's doctor visits. Okay. So,
Kind of confusing. You got to really.
right, A is hospital, B is medical, which means doctor visits. So sometimes you go to see the doctor, you're not going to the hospital, you're just going for a checkup, or, you got a certain pain, or, you want to go to your stomach hurts, you go to the gastroenterologist, or whatever. Okay.
Is there some type of death benefit involved in Medicare?
No.
No death benefits?
No.
Okay. Now, Marjorie, I want to make sure. I don't want to know the answer to these questions. The people want to know.
Right.
The people want to know because, again, there's so many different fashions of it. Like I say, Part B, C, and stuff like that.
You're going to learn the alphabet now.
Yeah, we might well go on down to J. There's so many different parts of Medicaid that is sometimes is a lot of confusion to it, but that's what you're here for. So,
yes.
So give us the age limit that it starts at. What age limit is it?
So Medicare is generally for people when they turn 65, they can get Medicare. Okay, although younger people can get Medicare if they're on Social Security disability for 24 months. All right, and there's also, this other thing about working and paying into the system, paying your payroll taxes. So in order to qualify for Medicare Part A, the hospital part, you have to work 10 years of your life, or the equivalent of 10 years. Doesn't have to be 10 consecutive years, but it has to add up to 10 years of paying your payroll taxes.
That's a part of Part A.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And there are instances of a certain level of Medicaid, which is, it's kind of technical, but if you can get if you're eligible to be QMB, which stands for Qualified Medicare Beneficiary, QMB Medicaid, that will take care of the Medicare Part A that you would not have otherwise been eligible for because you didn't work 10 years of your life. That's possible. See what I'm saying? What I'm trying to say is there's all these rules and things, and it's very complicated. And so I sit down with people to really find out what is their individual situation, because talking to one person, it's like, well, they don't need all this information about QMB, this or SLMB, all these different Medicaid things, but somebody else does. They need to know that, or they don't need to know it, but they need my help to get them enrolled in whatever they're going to get so they can get these benefits.
So to a person like me that's not really knowledgeable about it, I really don't need it until I get to a certain age, or like you say, up under some type of Social Security.
Okay, so that's the other thing that is confusing. It's like you get Medicare when you turn 65, whether or not you're taking your Social Security check. Okay, so you can sign up to start taking your Social Security check as early as the age of 62, and you can wait until you're 70, or you can take it any time in between then. All right? So now, if you start taking your Social Security check before you turn 65, then they're going to automatically sign you up for Medicare. So you don't have to worry about it. It's like, oh, I got my Medicare card in the mail. Who knew that was going to happen? Which is great, right? But what if you're working and you're like, I don't want to start taking my Social Security check yet because I know if I wait till I'm older, the amount will be greater, right? So it does make a difference if you wait until you're, I'm going to do air quotes here, full retirement age.
I got you. It's better for the long term.
And it used to be 65, but now it's 66 and 8 months, or depending on when you were born, how old it's going to be. I don't know. But all that information is on Medicare.gov, Medicare.gov. That's the Medicare website.
Okay. CSR, if you want to get in touch with Ms. Margaret about any and every question that she might have didn't get a chance to ask, please, ma'am, please, sir, you can reach her at.
Oh, my phone number, my office phone number is area code 706-352-1300. You can also find our website, augusta-medicare.com. And also, caveat, we're not the government, okay? We're not Medicare. We are independent insurance agents, and we don't charge anything for our services. It's free, and it doesn't cost you any more or any less to try to figure it out on your own or let us give you advice and help you And we are independent, so we're not biased. We're not going to try to tell you, oh, this company is better than that company. We're going to find out what's the best fit for you, because this company over here could be better because your prescriptions will be lower on this one, but the person over here that takes different prescriptions or has different doctors, this other plan might be better for them. So I really help people pick out the best fit for them individually.
Okay. And that's kind of what I was going to be my next question. Does Medicare help out with some of the medications?
Yes. So, okay, so Medicare, we got to Part A, hospital.
Okay.
Part B, doctor visits.
Doctor visits.
Part D for drugs.
Okay.
That's the prescriptions.
Okay. All right.
Prescription drugs.
And what the E stand for?
There is no E. There is no E. Oh, you're trying to trick me.
All these letters and different levels. I just wondered. So it is a subsistence on the medication.
Yes. All
Okay.
right. And so, yes, and the government really, really wants you to have prescription drug coverage. So when you get Medicare, you either have to get a standalone prescription drug plan, PDP, prescription drug plan, PDP, or you can get a Medicare Advantage plan that includes prescription drug coverage. So Medicare Advantage, PD, MAPD, Medicare Advantage prescription drugs. Yeah. So we're going to get to all the acronyms.
It's a lot. CSRA, again, I'd ask you if you have any questions for our special guest. Please, ma'am, please, sir, put on the screen any comments, any quotes for her. If you have any questions for me, any comments, any quotes, put on the screen. I'll make sure we answer any and all questions. Remember, no question is off limits. Anything you want to know, she'll be glad to answer. No questions off limit. Ms. Margaret, I also want to know, how long have you been doing this type of business?
A few years, I might not be the spring chicken that you are.
22, right?
And right, and I've reinvented myself. So, yeah. Hey, an old dog can learn new tricks.
You learn new tricks. You learn some new tricks. So just a few years.
Yeah, just a few years. That's
okay.
right.
So now, what inspired you to get into the Medicaid world, the helping people world?
Well, as you mentioned before, I was a life coach for a few years, and so just helping people meet their goals and improve their lives. And I just came across the whole insurance world, the insurance industry, and I found out that Medicare is something that everybody needs. When it's time for Medicare, you got to have it. So it's not like other parts of insurance you feel like you're selling, like buy this, you need to buy this. But with Medicare, it's like, I'm not selling anything. It's like, you want this, I'm going to help you enroll in the right plan. I'm going to help you pick out the right plan for you.
Okay. It's funny you say, because I was aspiring to be an insurance agent.
Okay.
Might do. You never know.
Well, hey.
You never know.
We can talk privately after this.
Give me the B plan and the C plan, because a lot of players. So it's something I've thought about. So let me ask you this question. Kind of, maybe you know the answer to, why is the insurance is so much? Why is the premium is so high? Even down to the doctor bills. Is any you can tell us on why those bills are so much? Because it's just overwhelming to try to pay for this stuff. You talk about the premiums and out-of-pocket costs. Where is these charges coming from? It's expensive.
Yeah, it is.
It costs too much to go to the hospital.
Well, have you ever looked at a hospital building? I mean,
yes, I see the bill.
It costs a lot of money to build one. Costs a lot of money to pay all those people that work there,
and the doctors,
and all the supplies, and it's expensive.
I guess they got to pass it down to somebody.
Somebody's got to pay for it.
Got to pay for it.
And really, I think the government pays for most of it.
Well, I don't know, because it still seems expensive to me.
Okay, to you, you've got like private health insurance. You've got a group plan, or you've got an individual plan, or you got something through the Affordable Care Act, the healthcare.gov.
I do. I got it. Yeah.
So the Medicare plans and the Affordable Care Act plans, they're just like different animals. I mean, it's health insurance, okay? But as far as the affordability of it, Medicare is fabulous. I mean, Medicare really gives you good coverage. I mean, I was saying how, well, Medicare doesn't pay for everything, and you still have to get either a Medicare Advantage plan or a Medicare supplement. But overall, once you go from where you are to Medicare, you'll see an improvement in the coverage that you get for a lot less money.
Less money. And again, it does not cover dental.
Well, not Medicare itself. So there's no Medicare A, B, whatever that covers dental.
Okay.
You can get dental through the Medicare Advantage plans. Medicare Advantage plans, almost all of them offer some dental coverage, and some of them offer some really good dental coverage. I mean, I'll throw out some numbers, anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 a year worth of dental coverage coming through your Medicare Advantage plan. And the Medicare Advantage plans generally do not have a premium. It's a $0 premium. So it's very cost effective. But to get a Medicare Advantage plan, you still have to have Medicare Part B. And Medicare Part B, you do have to pay a premium to the government. That's the one that they will withhold from your Social Security check. And currently, it is $164.90 a month.
Regardless of the income?
Well, actually, higher income will pay higher than that. That's the base.
Okay, so it's income based.
Yes. I mean, well, like I said, that's the base. It starts at $164.90 a month, and it goes up from there. I don't have the chart memorized, but for people that are turning 65 this year, well, whenever you turn 65, they look back at your income 2 years before that. And right now, if it was higher than $97,000 for a single person, then you will pay a higher premium. They add on a little bit more. And then it's a stair-step thing. So you could pay up to like $500 a month for Medicare Part B, depending on how high your income is. But, I think it's $194,000 for a married filing jointly. So if your income is below $194,000 a year, married filing jointly, I hope that's the right number because I just said it on Facebook Live, but ballpark, it's going to be $194. Now I've got my numbers floating around here.
Yeah.
164.90.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. We still
Somebody's paying attention.
Somebody paying attention. Well, let me ask you: is Medicare? Is it passed down?
Medicare. Each individual has their own Medicare enrollment, their own Medicare ID number,
okay,
Medicare card. So it's not like a family plan. Like it's like 5 people are on one Medicare plan. It's not like that. It's like when you turn 65, you get your Medicare. You get your Medicare ID number, and that's your Medicare. And if you're married, your wife will get hers when she's turned 65. And your kids are not on Medicare because they're not 65 yet.
Okay, I'm just wondering, is something that's if the family has it or the dad or the mom has it, everybody just okay.
No, but so we're talking Medicare, but Medicaid for the lower income people, there are certain Medicaid like household things like pregnant women, the lower income, or aged, blind, disabled. There's different categories of Medicaid, so different people can get different help, and sometimes it is, single women with minor children will have, or even kids can get Medicaid because they want the kids to be covered, even if the government won't cover the adults, they'll cover the kids.
So is it all states have the same coverage?
No, it varies widely by state. Okay. And that's, don't get me started on get out and vote.
We lie.
Because, in these southern states, a lot of the governors and state legislatures have told the federal government, don't expand Medicaid here. We don't want your federal money. And the people suffer. We don't have as good coverage of Medicaid in a lot of the southern states as some of the other states with politicians that think differently.
So you made me think about something. Now, what about the immigrants? That would they qualify for the Medicaid?
Well, I don't know all the rules about that. If they're here legally, if they have a green card or that kind of thing, if they've got a social security number, I know if they've worked here for 10 years and they have been paying their payroll taxes, then they do qualify for Medicare.
So one of the main things, you have to be in the system for 10 years, Social Security card, and been working.
Yeah, you pay your payroll taxes.
Pay your payroll taxes.
Because part of that is, FICA and, all this stuff. It's, some of it is Medicare. Some of it goes into your Social Security, to pay your Social Security check when you get older, and some of it goes to pay for Medicare.
So you said earlier about the getting out and vote. So,
yes.
So when you mean we need to change the legislation in certain states to be able to have it across the board?
Yes, so Medicaid expansion, if you ever hear that term on the news, Medicaid expansion, that means more money from the federal government flowing to the state to pay for Medicaid. So, it's like, why would you not want poor people to be able to go to the doctor? I mean, that's just, I don't understand that.
I don't understand it either. Everybody should get covered.
Yes.
Or like they always say, free health care.
Why not?
Why not? It could be available to everyone. So we should have free health care.
Why not?
I don't know. That's when the sound like you're a politician. Are you a politician?
I'm not a politician. I really probably shouldn't say any of this on Facebook, but I just did.
Yeah, well, there's a live show, and you are correct. We need to get to the polls.
Hey, I started saying expressing love and being helpful. It's like, okay, to me, giving, being generous, sharing, that's expressing love. And withholding is not expressing love. So I believe in abundance. I believe there's enough for everybody.
Okay. Spread the love.
Yes.
Okay, well, I encourage you, CSRA, to get in touch with Miss Marguerite. She has all the information for you, and your family to get covered.
Yes.
Get the coverage.
Yes.
Sign up.
Yes.
Go to the polls and vote. Talk to your governor. Talk to your legislators, and get this passed for all the states, not just the certain areas, all states, because we all need the coverage.
That's right.
If we live long enough, we will need it eventually.
Yeah.
We will need it eventually. So I encourage each and every one of you. If you need another information for another phone number, then you can reach your ads.
706-352-1300.
All right, and the website is
Augusta-Medicare.com.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Now listen, and your office, where's your office located at?
It's in the Georgia Cyber Center building, which is down by the Riverwalk by the Morris Art Museum. If you the GPS is a little wonky down there because the address is 100 Grace Hopper Lane. But if you can just find the parking garage at the corner of Reynolds and 11th and park in that, you'll right across the street, you'll see this big 5-story office building, the Hull McKnight building of the Georgia Cyber Center.
All right, CSRA, I encourage you. I'm talking to you, and don't you go nowhere. I'm talking to you to get down there, get in contact with my good friend, Ms. Marjorie. She has all the information for your elderly, for the young, for the neighbors, church members, anyone that need this service. Is widely available.
Yeah, is what available?
It's widely available to everyone that
yeah, for Medicare. If you're eligible for Medicare, if you're 65 years older, or have you been on Social Security disability for 24 months, and I particularly love to help veterans because there's so many veterans out there that don't know what they're eligible for. And a lot of them say, well, how come I've never heard of this? And it's like, well, I can't explain what the VA says or doesn't say. That I can tell you what I can tell you. So that's why I want to talk to all the veterans.
She has an open door for anyone that want to come in and sit down and talk with her. I'm telling you, get the information. You will not be disappointed, and you also will be encouraged and get the information. Get the information. Again, give her a call. Go by and stop by our office. She's always ready. Now listen, to the sponsors that put this together, to the people behind the scene that puts it together. This would not be a program without the help for the people behind the scene. Ms. Margaret, I got to give a shout out to my sponsors and my supporters.
Oh, absolutely.
I got to give a shout out to my good friend Demetrius Johnson, Beverly's Body Butter. Have you ever heard of Beverly's Body Butter? It is whipped Senate shea butter.
You know, I like body butter.
Body butter, that's what it is. And listen, she got mint.
You know what? It's like butter.
It's like butter. It's like butter. That's how they say it in New Orleans, butter. She has mint. She has tropical peach. She has coconut. She got all the flavors. If you want to give her a call at 706-564-5335. Again, that's 706-564-5335. Beverly's Body Butter, whipped, scented, shea butter. I'm telling you, get that in your medicine cabinet. Get it on your nightstand. Get it in your house. Tell her Jay's Place Barbershop Talk Live sent you down there. Also, CSRA, we got 2 more games left. 2 more games left at Payne College. What are we talking about? Very own semi-pro basketball team right here in the CSRA, Augusta Soul. Arnisha Wright, she is the CEO putting this thing together. Get down there. Tell her I said sent you. Go to get the concessions, get the popcorn, get it all. You will not be disappointed. A basketball team that's on the rise right here in the CSRA. Also, don't forget about 1028 Natanya Tillman, 1028 Broad Street. That's the location, and that is the name of the business. She has a great thing going on down there. Business lead, small business owners, networking. Get in contact with her. Go down to 1028 Broad Street. I'm telling you, get down there now and talk with Natanya Tillman, 1028 Broad Street.
That's where we met.
That's where I met you at. And look where you at. You on Barbershop Talk Live. And we live. Listen, also, if you're looking for a DJ, you need a DJ. If you need a DJ that got the old school, new school, slow, fast, DJ J Will, right here in the CSRA. I'm telling you, if you don't have his number, let me give it to you. 803-215-3838. Again, 803-215-3838. What we call him? DJ J Will. I'm telling you. And if you got some trees need to be pruned, some grass need to be cut, your pond need to be maintained, or some shrub need to be shrubbed, call my good friend Adam Olden at 706-294-8493. Again, that's 706-294-8493. The name of this business is called Pond Maintenance Allen Odom. Also, I'm telling you, thank you all, CSRA. Thank you all, CSRA, for tuning in to Barbershop Talk Live. My guest next week, I got a special guest next week.
Who is it?
Listen, I'm telling you, if you don't do nothing but tune in next week, I got the very own Miss Ponsier. Ponsier will be in the hot seat.
Woo!
And I'm telling you, she's funnier than the funny can be. I'm going to talk about her mama. She's going to talk about my mama. Crazy girl. She's full. She's energetic. I'm ready for it. I'm telling you, tune in next week, Barbershop Talk Live, right here, Jay's Place Barbershop, 1927 Island Road. She'll be in the hot seat.
Woohoo!
If you want to be a guest on Barbershop Talk Live, please, ma'am, please, sir, inbox me. You want to be a supporter of Barbershop Talk Live, please, ma'am, please, sir, just inbox me. I would love to have you as a sponsor. I would love to have you as a vendor. I would love to have you as a supporter. Thank you for tuning in. Listen, I got to give away something. Do I have time to give away something? I got time to give away something. I got one question. One question, CSRA. If you heard the conversation that we had, I got a gift for you. I got a gift bag for you, and this bag is full of tricks. It's full of everything in this bag. So if you want this bag, all you got to do is answer the question. It's one simple question. I just want to know, where is my Marjorie originally from? Where she's originally from. You know the answer to that question, put it on the screen, and this bag belongs to you. If you know where she is originally from, I can't tell you, she already told you, but don't tell me. Put it on the screen. The answer to the question, where is her hometown? Simple question. It's simple, simple, simple. Again, this is your bag. Thank you again for tuning in to Barbershop Talk Live every Wednesday, 6 o'clock p.m. Barbershop Talk Live. We'll be looking forward to seeing you next week. Tune in, tell a friend, tell a neighbor, even tell your enemies to tune in. We're going to be having some fun. We got some great conversations lined up, great guests in the next few weeks, so keep tuning in to Barbershop Talk Live. Miss Marjorie.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming on.
What a pleasure.
Thank you for coming on. I enjoyed it.
Me too.
And when I get a little older than what I am, I'm going to be looking for you.
Okay.
We're going to sign me up for some Medicare.
Yes, I will.
I see her, so go see her, inbox her, email her. We thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
CSRA, we out of here. See you next week. Barbershop Talk Live. Again, next week, my guest is Ponsier, right here in the hot seat. Let's get it. See you next week. All y'all, see you next week. Thank you.
Barbershop Talk.
Oh, everybody, we here at Jay's Place.
Barbershop.
We're talking Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop Talk.
At Jay's Place.
Barbershop Talk. When nothing's off limits.
Barber Shop Talk.
Barber Shop Talk.
Barber Shop Talk.
Barber Shop Talk.
At James Place.
Barber Shop Talk.
When nothing's off limits.
Barber Shop Talk.
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 At James Place. Barber Shop Talk.
Everything's on the table.